special friends, and we'll just get started right away. I will have some announcements at the break, but let's get started. Andy Fuhrman and his special friend.
And my special friends, always getting special. But you're actually, you're all special. Oh, they are fabulous. You just didn't get the program. Hey, first off, I'd like to, number one, thank all of you for coming out tonight and supporting local music and supporting the Ugly Mug. And thank you, Steve, for giving us a place to play. We love this place.
Thank you, Steve.
And thank you, Dan, for working the door for us.
Thank you, Dan.
Dan Facciola. Hey, so tonight's, it's really rare for me to get to play where people actually just sitting and listening. I'm usually playing at places where people are drinking wine and talking to each other, and like I'm just kind of background music. So I'm usually playing a lot of covers, but tonight we're doing a bunch of originals. And what else? And if I had to distill this thing down to what these songs are about, it's pretty much songs about, I would say, about love, about family, about homes, about friends, and yeah, maybe one tune about some disgraced president. So anyway, we'd like to start off with a tune called Me Loving You. I wrote this thing back in 2015. And you just never know. We're kind of getting to that age where you just never know when the end of the road is coming, so I thought it would be a good time to say a couple of things here, in this song. When I think about all the places I've been, all throughout my life, from the early years to the here and now, most of it's been bright. I've had ups and downs, tears and joy, love and heartbreak too. But what keeps me strong is my love of love and how much I love you. You are my sunshine, you're my moonbeam too. You're the waves I ride on the ocean blue. You are my sunshine, you're my moonbeam too. You're the waves I ride on the ocean blue. When the sky is gray and the rain comes down, I try to not feel blue. I light a fire to keep me warm, and then I'll dream of you. But with your hair of gold and your scent of spring, you can feel my heart beat true. You are my joy, you are my love, I'm happiest with you. You are my sunshine, you're my moonbeam too. You're the waves I ride on the ocean blue. Grows dim and my laugh breath drawn, there's nothing I can do. Memories flash with blinding speed of all that I've been through. With the places I've been and people I've known, I hope you won't be blue. For the love we shared and the fun we had, happiest with you. I'm on my sunshine, you're my moonbeam too. You're the waves I ride on the ocean blue. You are my sunshine, you're my moonbeam too. You're the waves I ride on the ocean blue. Well, there's one now. Thank you. And here's another one. Here's a song I wrote basically thinking about when you've met that person for the first time and sparks are flying and you don't know what's going on. It's just like, wow, something's crazy's happening and you just can't wait to see him again. Like tomorrow is just like too long to wait, just can't wait till tomorrow. So anyway, this song is called Tomorrow. Only time will tell where we'll be tomorrow. Hand in hand walking by the shore tomorrow. Hearts embrace, hold you tight tomorrow. Sunset colors glow on your face tomorrow. But I don't want to wait. Don't make me have to wait. I'm not sure that I can make it till tomorrow. Me and you and a kid or two tomorrow. Have a home we could call our own tomorrow. All our friends will be there with us tomorrow. I can't wait to be with you tomorrow. But I don't wanna wait. Don't make me have to wait. I'm not sure that I can make it till tomorrow. Till tomorrow. And Frechette. Harpin, Jonny, Troutner. And Sweetpea on bass here today. Day and night, I think of us tomorrow. Sunlight shining through your hair tomorrow. The thought of you gets me through tomorrow. I can't wait to be with you tomorrow. But I don't want to wait. Don't make me have to wait. I'm not sure that I can make it till tomorrow. Till tomorrow. Sounds a little bit like a spaghetti western. Hey, well, so, I'm doing a lot of originals, but here's a song by Fred Eaglesmith that I really liked a lot, called Wilder Than Her. Well, I'm wilder than her. What else can I say? But I guess that's why she fell in love with me. She's a house on fire. She's got all the charms
I'm a house on fire too, but I got 4 alarms, and I'm wilder than her. Drives her out of her mind. I guess she thought that she was just one of a kind. Well, she's a summer storm, and I'm a hurricane. One blows through town, the other blows the town away, and I'm wilder than her. When we go driving in our cars, racing through the night, now she can drive as fast as me, but she stops at all the lights. She says it's 'cause I'm crazy. She's probably right, but I think the reason is I'm twice as wild, and I'm wilder than her. Drives her out of her mind. I guess she thought that she was just one of a kind, but she's a summer storm, and I'm a hurricane. One blows through town, the other blows the town away, and I'm wilder than when she takes my hand and looks me in the eye, I see something I never seen ever in my life. She takes the fire, turns it down low. She takes the night and makes it not so cold. She takes the distance and breaks it into miles. She makes my life just a little less wild, and I'm wilder than her. Drives her out of her mind. I guess she thought that she was just one of a kind, but she's a summer storm, and I'm a hurricane. One blows through town, the other blows the town away, and I'm wilder than her.
Fred Eaglesmith. Funny, I just heard a Fred Eaglesmith tune on taping on my way over here, but it wasn't that one. Well, here's a song I wrote for my daughter, Carly. And Carly just had a baby, so there's, my baby Carly has a baby. Nova Mae Williamson. Early on Thursday morning was the day that you were born. You were so beautiful in every way. We thank the stars that you came our way. Your sister and your mom and me, that we're so happy as we can be. You made us a family, we're so glad you're here. Carly, I love you. I really love you. And I thank my lucky stars you're in my life. I love you. I really love you. Carly, I do.
stories like the lonely dog, the jolly postman, and good dog Carl. We used to have all sorts of fun. You were the bishop with the BB gun. We singing, laughing through the night. We made up songs that were oh so right. So many years later, we still sing, I love you, Carly, I love you. And I thank my lucky stars you're in my life. I love you, Carly, I love you. I really do. We had a few rough years that at time left us both in tears. We seemed to drift apart. Not sure you know how it broke my heart. I tried to understand, to be there with a helping hand, hoping time would mend the wounds. But now you're turning 21. Looks like we're back to having fun. It sure is nice being close to you again. This song is long overdue. I couldn't write it when I was feeling blue. So let me say it all once again. Carly, I love you. I really love you. And I thank my lucky stars you're in my life. I love you, Carly, I love you, I really do. I love you, girl. It's the dude. The dude's here. Hey, now we got Dan's PG&E Walking Blues.
I wrote a new song, and
That happens every day.
it does.
Oh, that's a slow day when he only writes one.
This is one of those songs where I'm sorry, but I haven't memorized it. So I'm going to sing it with my papers in front of me. And they're my walking papers, folks. But what I'm hoping is that you all enjoy the song, especially those of you who might have had some personal experience with the topic.
Yeah.
And one of the people who inspired me to write the songs is sitting 4 feet away from me right now. So I want to thank Stephen Holman here for suggesting I write a song. Because I came up with something, and I was just being snarky on Facebook, and someone said, oh, PG&E, they're all down on PG&E. So I came up with this snarky thing where I said, oh, PG&E stands for partially guaranteed electricity. And then Stephen said, you got to write a song with that. And I said, no, that's more Stephen Poltz type songwriting. I don't do that kind of thing. And then one day I thought, and I went, you know what? I probably could write a song. So it's this is called Talkin' Blues style, Talkin' Blues, inspired by Woody Guthrie. Piled the car full of my spending loot and all my gear and unspoiled fruit. Heading on down to Monterey for maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 days. It's called PG&E, partially guaranteed electricity. Every summer the air gets dry when the sun gets cooking until it dries out your eyes. Even though we live in a paradise, well, we don't want that to happen anytime. thanks to PG&E and their partially guaranteed electricity. Hopefully no one here works for PG&E, and if you do, I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of shaving, don't know why I bother, probably because it gets so damn hot here. My half-faced beard will just have to do. Chances to shave are far between and few, thanks to PG&E. They're partially guaranteed electricity. And I don't want to go back to no straight edge anytime soon. In the winter, it's worse, believe it or not. The infrastructure here since the fire is pretty shot. You think that you'll have power, good chance you'll get caught with a tree across your driveway and no water in the pot. With PG&E, partially guaranteed electricity. So it's nice to feel like you're in another time, like in some other country back in 1849. And I'm glad they've invented all the things that they did. I kind of like my lifestyle on the grid. PG&E, partially guaranteed electricity. Sorry, I'm reading my words. I can't look up at all your smiling faces and all the laughter and all that interaction. Someday I'll memorize my song. Just need more opportunities to play my songs. You know what I mean? Oh, when they send me 100 to make up for the thousands that I may have lost, can't even calculate the cost of clients and gigs I'm set to lose, because it's a ripple effect kind of thing here in Santa Cruz. Thanks to PG&E, partially guaranteed electricity. In the meantime, going solar costs a fortune to install, and to get off the grid's a bureaucratic wall. Would love to spend years on this old hideaway, it'll probably just burn down anyway. Thanks to PG&E, politically guaranteed electricity. I forgot to play harmonica. See, I was supposed to play harmonica between every verse. Now I'll have to redo the whole song. Well, really the issue here isn't PG&E, it's just you and me. Living in a world that's so damn deranged, won't do anything fast about climate change. But we've got PG&E, politically guaranteed electricity. Here we go, harmonica. Well, if your power goes out and you're blessed with a generator and a chainsaw full of gas and a truck and an excavator, and if you don't mind lighting your matches by the moon, you'll be doing pretty damn good out in Bonadin. With PG&E, partially guaranteed electricity.
Frechette. Oh my goodness, how do I compete against that? This next song, Facebook came along and all of a sudden we were able to reconnect with friends that we haven't seen for ages and ages. So, this year I wound up connecting up with this gal from Brooklyn, from Coney Island. She lived in Seagate. And we hadn't seen each other in, like 50 years or something like that, and connected up on Facebook. And so her whole conversation with me was she tried to convert me to become a vegan. And that just wasn't going to work. And it got me to thinking about, the time that I was working for Steve Boysel, who was the manager of the Crow's Nest. My first job in Santa Cruz was a dishwasher at the Crow's Nest. And Steve asked me one day, he says, hey, would you want to work out on my organic garden on Old San Jose Road just before Casa Legno's on the left-hand side? There was a place right there, and a couple of acres. And I figured, well, you know, when I was back in school, they took us to the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens and they gave us one of the little milk containers, you know, the waxy milk containers, the little pint, half-pint milk containers. They cut the top off, they put some soil in, and they put a bean in there. Well, I brought it back to my house, the 13th floor in apartment 13D in the Coney Island housing projects. Put it on the windowsill, and sure enough, I grew a lima bean plant that had lima beans. So I figured, hell, if anybody's qualified to run this guy's organic garden, it'd be me. So I did, and then while I was there, I ran that for a couple of years. And while I was there, I was thinking about, you know, these plants, they must have feelings, you know. I'm just thinking about the feelings that these plants must have, you know. You grow them, and then, you know, then what do? You wind up pulling them out of the ground. You cut them the roots off and stuff, and you bring them. I was bringing it to the Crow's Nest and the Shadow Brick, and what was left over, I'd bring it to Integral Yoga, the Food Co-op, Sunflower down over by there, 41st. What else? And what was left over from that, I'd bring to United Bar and Mulligan's right across the street, if anybody remembers Mulligan's. So, yeah. So anyway, and then I thought, where does it stop? You know, if you're worried about killing things, well, what about when you're inhaling and you're doing microbes and stuff? What do you do at the microbial level? Where do you stop? So anyway, I wrote her this song just before I unfriended her.
That was subtle.
Called Pissing My Facebook Friends Off. Jumped out of bed, I dialed up the web, just wondering what was happening online. And there on the screen, staring at me, my Facebook friend wrote me to say, don't close your eyes, don't put your head in the sand. Think about what you eat. You need a new belt, don't wear a pelt. Don't hurt no animals, please. She said, don't hurt no animals, please. My Facebook friends have many opinions. I'm sure gonna piss a bunch of them off. Well, I probably won't do what they asked me to do, but thank you so much for caring. I said, thank you so much for caring. Well, I thought what she said when it popped in my head. The time when I was much younger. On the 2-acre plot, I grew quite a lot of veggies and organic flowers. This kid from Brooklyn grew veggies and flowers. And back in that time, and inside my mind, I could hear little plant voices a-screaming. Don't cut off my head, don't pull up my roots, don't take me away from my home. Don't take me away from my home. Oh, tomatoes and chard, it really is hard to take you from your friends and family. For there on the plate is your future fate, next to something that one time was living. Well, sometime that sucker was a-breathing. Everyone, my Facebook friends have many opinions. I'm sure gonna piss a bunch of them off. Well, I probably won't do what you asked me to do, but thank you so much for caring. I said thank you so much for caring. So sometime that night, I probably you're right. My karma will pay if I don't change my ways. But consuming air also isn't quite fair.
I could hear little microbes a screaming. I could hear little microbes a screaming. But what can I do? I want to live too. My body needs something to burn. On the food chain of mine, I'll try not to cry as I order my burger and fries. As I order my burger and fries. Make it well done too. My Facebook friends have any opinions. I'm sure gonna piss a bunch of them off. Well, I probably won't do what they asked me to do, but thank you so much for caring. I said thank you so much for caring. I said thank you so much for caring.
Thank you. That's a song I don't play hardly ever. Nobody listens to it if I'm playing it at the winery, you know, so.
So is that caring or caring?
Hey, here's a Guy Clark tune I really like too. Called the guitar. I was passing by a pawn shop on the old part of town when something caught my eye, so I stopped, turned around, stepped inside, and there I spied in the middle of it all was a beat-up old guitar just hanging on the wall. But what do you want for that old piece of junk? I asked the old man. He just smiled, took it down, and put it in my hand. Well, let's do you want. You're the one that wants it. Tune it up and take a tune and let's just see what haunts it. So I hit a couple of chords in my old country way of strumming, and my fingers turned to lightning, man. I never heard it coming. It was like I always knew it. I just didn't know where I learned it. It was nothing but the truth. So I reared back and I burned it. Well, I lost all track of time and there wasn't nothing I couldn't pick. Up and down the neck, man, I never missed a lick. The guitar almost played itself and there wasn't nothing I couldn't do. It was getting hard to tell just who was playing who. Well, I finally put it down. I couldn't catch my breath. My hands were shaking and I was scared to death. The old man finally got up and said, "Son, where the hell you been? I've been waiting all these years for you to stumble in." Then he took down an old dusty case and said, "Son, go ahead and pack it up. You don't owe me nothing." And then he said, "Good luck." Well, there was something spooky in his voice, something strange on his face. And when I finally shut the lid, my name was on the case. Thank you. Hey, let's give it up for Frechette on guitar, Gary Cunningham on bass, Harpin, Jonny Troutner on harmonica. Hey, here's a Taj Mahal tune for you that I like a lot. Take it on out. Thank you. Taj Mahal tune. Hey, for our next little ditty here, here's a song I wrote back in 2017. Song that I got a call from 45 today, if you know who that is. So here's the background story. Here's the background story to that. Okay, so I grew up in Coney Island, Brooklyn, and my mom worked at the Trump Village coffee shop as a waitress. My high school had the Fred and Mary Trump scoreboard on it. So we got to really dislike those people long before Donald ever came into the picture. I mean, he was already in the picture because he was writing the C's on the applications when people of color tried to rent housing on the houses that Fred Trump built had money from the city of New York. But meanwhile, they were also responsible for leasing the place out. But when somebody of color would come through, they would put a C on there and they would deny them access to a rental. And this is what Woody Guthrie wrote about. And Woody Guthrie wrote about Beach Haven and some other things. And talking about Woody Guthrie, so Woody Guthrie, Woody Guthrie's wife Marjorie and their daughter Nora, they live down the street from us on Mermaid Avenue, okay, in Coney Island. So if you ever heard Billy Bragg and Wilco's album Mermaid Avenue, it's because the whole Guthrie family lived down on Mermaid Avenue down the street from us, and it was an album of songs that Woody wrote lyrics to, but he never made into a song, so they converted it into the song. So anyway, that's what this song's about. And Fred Trump and Robert Moses were responsible for really messing up good parts of the city and stuff, and especially my neighborhood, and they kind of destroyed my piece of Coney Island that was kind of a nice lower middle class neighborhood, and turned into a slum. It looked like France and Germany after the Second World War with burnt out buildings and stuff. So anyway, this is what that song's about. There's a little singing along part on it too that you can all sing along with. Well, I received a call earlier today from the President of the USA saying he's digging the music that I play. He said it's got some rock and it's got some roll and it's got some country and a whole lot of soul, and he'd like for me to do a show for him and his pals today. I got a call from 45 today. He said, I'm sorry, boy, the White House is a dump, not fitting for anyone named Trump, and I'd like for you to play at my pad down in Palm Beach. He said his old buddy Putin is coming, and he wants to hear the tunes I'm strumming. Can I be there about 8 o'clock tonight? Had another gig. Said he's tending over his private jet to take me to where he's at, and there'll be all sorts of treats on the flight for me, if you know what I mean. Well, the last part sounded mighty good, and it didn't take long before I figured if I would, so I thanked him. And this is what I said. I said, now 45, you make me sick. You're an egocentric racist, we think he's slick, and you and your pals are bringing our country down. Your brain's a cesspool, there's no doubt. You never give a thought what comes out of your mouth, and you and your pals are bringing our country down. Well, your life's been filled with Greek corruption and graft, and you scammed your way out of the Vietnam draft, and the great negotiator ain't nothing but a con artist from Queens. As I hung up, I told him to kiss my ass, and I rolled me a fatty, some homegrown grass, and I picked up my guitar and strummed me a patriotic tune from a neighbor who lived down on Mermaid Avenue. Everybody ready? This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. One more time. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land is made for you and me. You know, oftentimes I had the dream of men, equal and free, and old politicians sending young folks off to war was history. But for now, all
do is sing old Woody's tune, so let's all sing it as it comes around. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land is made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land is made for you and me. I said now this land is made for you and me.
Well, we're gonna do one more tune, and then we'll take a 15-minute break or so. This one here is we're gonna do Lone Star Peak. So, I used to live in Bonnie Doon, early 70s. When I was actually working for Steve Boyce at the Organic Garden on Old San Jose Road, I was living in this little cabin up on top of this mountain peak in Bonnie Doon called Lone Star Peak. There was no gas, no electricity, no water, no rent, no girlfriend, but I had a dog and a guitar, so I was actually doing pretty good, so here we go. If you know the words, sing along.
Well, I wandered to this shore, 500,000 miles or more, just to find my soul was raging and it's stirring. And I found just what I seek between the mountains and the creek, in the loneliness of Lone Star Peak. There ain't no rent that I gotta pay, get my grits in a country way. City ways ain't no more away from me. I watched that sun on the Monterey Bay, found a place that I'm bound to stay. When I go, I'm going a Lone Star way. Everyone, now in the woods of Bonnie Doon, on the mountains of the moon, there's cabin on top of a cliffside, and you search both far and wide to find the peace that there abides in the loneliness of Lone Star Peak. Well, now, honey, if you come with me, I'll take you to a place that's high and free, 1,800 feet above the sea. Perhaps you'll find the love they seek and help this lonesome freak in the loneliness of Lone Star Peak. Everyone, now in the woods of Bonnie Doon, on the mountains of the moon, there's a cabin on top of a cliffside, and you search both far and wide to find the peace that there abides in the loneliness of Lone Star Peak. One more time. Well, I was sitting on the top one day when two men come up to say, "Hey kid, you better get off, we're tearing it down." And they did. And then much to my surprise, a beautiful dream burst from my eyes. In the loneliness of Lone Star Peak, here we go. Down in the woods of Bonnie Doon, on the mountains of the moon, there's a cabin on top of a cliffside, and you search both far and wide to find the peace that there abides in the loneliness of Lone Star Peak. I'm yodeling, 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 yodeling. Come on, dude. Holy. Hey, give it up for Dan Frechette, Cunningham, Harpin. Hey, let's have a little bit of break and we'll come back in about 10-15 minutes.